All right, thanks a lot. Hey, you put the wrong hang on. You see me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear the music? Hey. Woo. I got me a good old church fan tonight. Because it's hot here. It ain't hot enough here on. So I got oh, I had to turn my laptop. Woo, I'm trying to do. Maybe this is a one-man show. This is a one-man show. We don't do it. We don't do it. We'll get started. I know you got to know what you have to do. I'm actually excited to do this. Hi, Jasmine. Yes, honey. I'm back. I'm trying to be back. I'm back. I'm trying to make sure everything's good. Yeah. Don't forget me. Yeah, this I keep okay. So the topic I really want to talk about tonight for the title is putting you first. Okay. And I'm putting myself first by making sure I have my good aim. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. All right. I finally got the angle. See, I put myself first because I had to make sure we got the angle first before I got started. Well, we're going to be talking about putting you first. Putting you first. Okay? Now, this is something I've been working on for past few years. I think for me, honestly, I don't know if this is the case for anybody else, but COVID really did a number on my life. Hi, Crystal! COVID really did a number on my life. So when I say a number, like, it would seem like before COVID, my life was thriving. Everything was going perfect. Everything was going as planned. I had another business that I was trying to have that take off. Of course, that didn't work out. You'll hear about this later down the line. Not tonight, but COVID happened. Life happened. And I found myself just in a cycle of despair, a cycle of, oh, you know, we're going to do this. The music is off. Is that better? Can y'all hear me now? TikTok. If you can hear me, please put a one in the chat before I continue. We didn't really get into the topic. I was just giving you a little background. Okay, yes, on YouTube. I'm going to assume TikTok is good. But yeah, so COVID just really kind of did a number in my life. And I feel like, since COVID, especially just now I'm like in my mid 30s, I'm 36 now. Right, I'm 36. Oh my god, I'm 36. 36 now. Um, I'm really learning the importance and the value of putting me first. And I think it's so important to put you first because putting you first is really how you make things happen. That's how I'm learning. That's how things manifest. That's how you get goals, you achieve goals. Okay. So for me, a lot of putting me first has been centered around doing what I call shadow work. A lot of that, and we'll get to it a little bit later, but a lot of that has been me healing, just taking the time to really be to myself. And anyone who really, really knows me knows I'm very isolative. And it is by choice. Like, it's not that I don't like being around people. It's just I need to be by myself because I need to hear what I'm thinking. I need to understand what I'm feeling. I need to process all that. I need to know and be me. A lot of times, that gets lost in translation, gets lost in thought because society, we're always playing by society's rules, right? It's always, some social trend we have to follow, or if you're not doing this, you're not hip, or you're this, you're that. You're always being othered, right? It's always a case of self versus the other, which I think leads to self versus self. Okay, look at it this way: we live in a society where, again, if you don't fit certain social norms, you don't fit certain social aspects, you're considered other, which is considered deviant. You're considered bad. A lot of that has been used for public shaming. I can say that being a black, non-binary queer person. You know, every day I wake up, I have to show up. I'm always othered. If you identify as black queer, if you identify as a black woman, as a black period, or as any other marginalized community, it's always a seems like we're in almost an identity crisis because it's always self versus other. Because here's the thing. I can't separate my blackness. I can't separate my queerness. I can't separate my non binary. I cannot separate any part of me to please or ascertain to any social norm. Because doing that, it's not putting me first. It's a violation of me. Oftentimes, that's where anxiety comes into play. That's where depression comes into play. Okay, because you're not putting you first. You're putting everyone else first because you're being othered. So now it's a battle of you versus other society and you versus self. Okay. A lot of people, and this tends to be come from society. So we're thinking about social norms and this idea that we have to live up to them, then that's how people pleasers are formed. Okay. I am a recovering people pleaser. Now, if you ask anybody who really tells me, they will tell you I do not give up. I don't. The reason being is I'm putting me first. Being a people pleaser is not putting you first. Okay? Being a people pleaser is not what's putting you first. Being a people pleaser is putting others first. So again, you're manifesting the other. And then again, we find ourselves in the battle of self versus other. Okay. I had to really break away from being a people pleaser, and that's why for me, I had to really take time to myself, to do my shadow work, to do my journaling, to really just get into what was going on. So for me, that did include just not on purpose, but just like I had to step back because sometimes the world can become so loud, and the world is very loud. Okay, and again, that can breed depression, that breeds anxiety, um, that breeds all of that. And then if you're just a one person dealing with all of that, trying to figure out where you belong in this world, where you fit in, where you're constantly being told you don't matter, you don't belong, you have people nagging and putting you first. Like, think about this. Every day you wake up, how many of us, the first thing we do, we immediately go to the to do list for that day? You immediately go to what you have to do, who you got to call back, what errors you got to run. Okay. How many of us are doing that? How many of us, put a one in the chat if that's you. Um, put a one in the chat if you are the first person when anyone needs anything to be done, you're the one to be called. But if you need anything, no one's around. How many of us, put a one in the chat if that's you? If everybody you know around you, your family, your mom, your kids, whoever, can call you, you're the first person they call. But the minute you need something or need some help, you have nobody else to call. Put a one in the chat if that's you. If you find yourself in any situation, whether it be at work, at life, um, oh, child, TikTok is something else. Now they calling me the ER over there, honey. Well, thank you for being here, honey. Buy a gift to send me some money. My cash app, as you can see. Child, are you gonna send me some money? Hold on, child. Oh, I see the crazies out on TikTok. Um, but what's my train of thought? If you're the first person who everyone calls when they need something, when something goes down. Oh, I know. If you're the or you're the person who also always figure out something. If for it to happen, you got to do it. You're the person who, when a crisis is happening, you're the reason. You're the reason. The voice of calmness. Okay, you're always the one planning stuff. You're always the one taking charge. You're always the one taking leadership. Okay, is that you? Now, there's nothing. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with helping. Of course, helping a friend, helping people, being a resource to people. But you have to be very careful between giving too much of yourself up. Okay, I operate, how I operate now is I operate from, is my cup full, or is it enough? Where if I give enough, I'm not gonna be depleted. Because guess what? If I'm depleted, if if I'm not taking care of, I'm not able to take be of source, then no one's gonna be able. I can't help anyone. So it's for me. It's like, okay, well, guess what? I got to center myself. I got to make sure I'm okay. I got to make sure that whatever I need, that, I'm taking care of my needs. So I would say, to choose you first, you really have to stop being a people pleaser. I'm just gonna say, excuse my French. Stop giving a fuck what people think. Stop giving a fuck what people think. When I stop giving a fuck what people think, and I say that respectfully, like, I tell people this all the time. Like, people, I'm known to be a little dainty little sissy boy. I just be scrolling around, mad at my own business, not caring the world. They be like, Lee, how do you do that? I think about me. I literally just think about me. I think about what I want. I think about my goals. Um, I think about me. Now, did this mentality come overnight? No. It took time. It took patience. It takes effort. And here's the thing: it's an ongoing thing, because for me, healing is not a linear process. It's not a one all be all done. To me, it's a constant ongoing process. The way I see it, in life, we could repeat lessons, just because we never got the gist of the lesson the first time. We could also repeat lessons because there could be a different way of fighting whatever we're coming across, or maybe there's some new tools. So one of the things I've learned in life, and I did a little TikTok short about this a few days ago, was talking about change, and like how change is very scary. Change is scary because we get so used and comfortable to what we know. You know, it's easy. Like, when you get up on Monday, you know the job you're going to go to. You know the task you're going to have to do. You know the BS you're going to have to deal with. Um, you know your paycheck's going to be the same because you work the same hours every day. You take the same route to work. Um, you're basically probably eating the same meals weekly. Um, Everything becomes the same. Everything becomes autopilot, and in that we become too comfortable, that sometimes we don't realize that, okay, where we're trying to manifest, where we want to go, that's going to require change. And change is scary because that means that we're going to shake up that comfortability. That means we are going to have to put some effort into our work, or effort into making things happen. And that's scary. Change is very scary. I, at my 36-year-old self, am still scared of change. I'm still scared of change. I'm scared of losing my comfortability. I'm scared of exposing my vulnerability. And that's a scary thing. But in order to manifest, in order to heal, to do whatever we need to do, there is going to have to be change. And part of that change is going to be changing how you place yourself in your life. So one of the things I've come to really appreciate about me is, whenever someone meets me, I guess I just have a very open spirit. Within 5 minutes, they're telling me their whole life story. Within 5 minutes, they're telling me their whole life story. And I think the reason for that is I do feel like in fact, I don't even think I do know I have a gift of being able to relate to people, which I'm working through now, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Um, but one of the things, and having that gift, having that presence among people, is I do get to talk to people, and a lot of times I do get to see, without them even saying it in so many words, but just by their presence, their energy, I get to see that fear, that vulnerability. And often times not, it's not even by doing it, it's just a natural thing for them because I want to see people succeed. I want to see people manifest. I want to see people achieve their goals. I challenge them. I challenge them on the beliefs about themselves because here's the thing: belief manifests thought, manifests intention, which manifests action. Okay, belief manifests thought, manifests intention, manifests action, which would be change, or depending how it is, no change. So, an example of that, um, if you wake up every day, and this is something I got to work with. If you wake up every day saying, "I hate my job, I hate my life, um, I'm not beautiful, I'm not smart, this will never happen, I'll never be free, I'll never be out of debt," that becomes a belief. That becomes a belief. So the belief is a thought because now you're saying it to yourself every day. You're saying it to yourself every day. That plays out in your action. That plays out in your action. Uh, we're not talking about that right now. Stay on topic. That plays into your action. So if I'm believing I'm all these things, it's becoming just in my thoughts, just anything I do. And now, what do you have to manifest? Whereas if I wake up every day, it's like I'm building this business, I'm doing this, I'm doing that with some positivity, with some speaking into it. Then your beliefs become your thoughts. Like, you know what? I can do this. Oh, this is great. So that's sending out waves to the universe to say, okay, to bring you your goals, to bring you what you're manifesting. Okay, it's all about affirming. Sorry, what you want and what you want to do. Not being a people pleaser. That's number key. So, in fact, I always say, here's my thing. I would say instead of being a people pleaser, be a you pleaser. Because here's the thing: a lot of people, and when you start doing this, a lot of people are gonna say you're selfish. Okay, again, it's like what did we? What I just said earlier is we live in a society where we're basically taught from birth that you have to place the needs of others first, especially if you're a marginalized community. Okay, especially if you're a colonized people. Okay, they don't even the system doesn't even see you as human. So that's where you have to say like, I'm you become a you pleaser. Okay, you do be selfish. Being selfish is not a bad thing. Okay, being again, say that again. Being selfish is not a bad thing. In fact, a lot of us need to be way more selfish than what we are. Way more selfish. Okay, the reason you need to be more selfish is because some of you give away everything and you're not supposed to. It's kind of like how I this is how I feel with the churches who they'll uh, preach you down. How if it's your last $10, you could have be coming be have an eviction coming tomorrow. The lights has been off for 2 months. You down to your last $10. They will preach to you that you should give them that last $10. I strongly disagree with that. We're not gonna get into the details about that. But again, why would you do that? Some of you'll do that. You'll give something you know you need. You'll do something for someone that you know will place you in risk for to lose everything. But because of a reputation that you want to uphold, the fact that you don't want to let other people down, the fact that you got to do it because again you have to do everything because you're a people pleaser, you'll do it. But yet they'll teach you it'll be selfish not to do it, especially if you just feel like I can't do this. They'll teach you that that's a bad thing. And here's my thing too. I think this is important to ask: why is it that you are seeking the acceptance of others? Why is it that you are seeking the acceptance of others? And I think a lot of times, if I'm being honest, we do that because we want to be loved. There's a longing to be loved. There is a longing to be valued. There's a longing to be seen. There's a longing to be loved. So I would say the first step in learning to put you first is you are going to have to learn to heal. You are going to have to learn to heal. Okay? You are going to have to learn to heal. You're going to have to learn to deal with those traumas. You're going to have to learn what triggers you. You're going to have to learn um, where your sadness lies. You're going to have to deal with the pain that not only others have brought against you, but the pain that you have brought against yourself. Okay, you're gonna have to. Part of putting you first, the first step is you're gonna have to heal. Again, healing is not a linear process. It's not a linear process. It's not a process that is a one and done. There's no time frame for it. You might be exploring different areas of your life at various different times or at the same time constantly throughout your life. That's how healing works. And that's not a bad thing. I think so often that's a capitalist thing that we're supposed to be seen as just check mark everything off. That's how life works. Life is a cycle. It's an ongoing cycle because we are constantly recreating ourselves. Okay, think about this. You're not the same person you are today that you were 5 or 10 years ago. You're not the same person that you were when you were 15. I can certainly say I'm happy. I'm happy I'm not the same. I'm happy for growth. I'm happy for that change. That change I was scared of. I'm happy I was able to experience that change. Part of that came through healing. No matter where you are in your life, no matter where you're going in life, you will be healing. Life is all about healing. That's why with the human body, when we get like a little cut, if you're healthy enough, if you're blessed enough not to have any severe or chronic illnesses, that's why when the human gets a cut um, on their body or something, the body heals itself. It's constantly healing. Okay, so you really want to be looking at your traumas, looking at self healing, and here's a concept I want to leave you with on that: the ideas of forgiveness. Hold on, hold on. I didn't because I know they're gonna mute that because I'm on YouTube too, so you can't have all that music. Um, what was I saying? Oh yes, healing. To part of loving you or part of putting you first is learning to heal and understanding that healing is going to be just ongoing. It's going to be a cycle. It's not going to be a linear process. Okay. Two, create boundaries. Create boundaries. Who has access to you? Hello, hello, welcome. We are talking about putting you first. I'm going over some steps now that you can take to do exactly just that. So we're now on number two, which is investing in you first. Do I do chariots? Not for the public, not right now, at least. um, but we're talking about putting you first. So, number two, investing in you. Okay. When you are investing in you, that's literally pouring into you. That's self love. So, one of the things I wake up every day, one of the first questions I ask myself is, what is it that Lee wants to do? What is it that's going to make Lee happy today? Okay. And when I say invest in you, I'm not just talking about retail therapy, although that's included. Buy yourself something nice, don't get me wrong. But think about everything in your life. Like, think about, your living, where you want to live. Like, do you want to move? Do you want to go to another apartment? Do you want to get a house? What is that going to look like? Okay. Start putting out a budget. Start getting your finances in order. That's investing in you. Anything that's involved in getting your life in order in any aspect is investing in you. Drink more water. Okay. Focus on your health. Eat healthier. Okay. Read more. Read more. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. Doom scrolling is great and all, especially on TikTok and YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I do that too. That's probably how you found me here. But also read more. Read books. You could get a Kindle. Now you can even find some free works online to just read. And when you read about multiple things, read about you do it across many genres. You can always do your favorite genre, whatever that is, but also include some educational stuff. Read a little bit about what's going on in the world. Read about um, different topics in science or whatever you're interested in. Gain more knowledge. Um, Explore some hobbies or interests that you have. Like, do you like painting? Um, it could be different events. Like, go to different art events. Go to wine tastings. I know Eventbrite is a wonderful app that usually has a lot of free um, events that you could attend. But just find something to invest in yourself. Find a hobby. Okay. Number three. Hold on, took notes. So I'm trying to see. Actually, no, bad. I'm sorry. Go back to number two. Accessing, creating boundaries. Who has access to you? So, who has access to you? Um, that involves simply like who. Okay, put it this way. I don't believe in letting everyone have my phone number. Okay, in fact, not everyone has my phone number. I just don't believe that everyone needs to have access to you. I don't believe that everyone needs to know your business. Okay? Stop telling people your business. Stop posting everything online. Stop telling even your closest friends everything. Have some mystery about yourself. Okay? Have some mystery behind yourself. Because one of the things I look at is if you aren't investing in me or if you're not respecting me, you're not going to have access to me. There are boundaries in place that I have for everyone. Those boundaries are in place for the protection and well-being of me and the nourishment and standing of our relationship, whatever that is. I don't even know what y'all talk about with TikTok. But y'all keep making me lose track. Creating boundaries. Be mindful about who has access to you because not everyone needs access to you. Not everyone is trying to be your friend. Not everyone is going to be your friend. Okay? Not everyone is trying to be your friend. Not everyone is going to be your friend. Stop trying to be everyone's friend. That is people pleasing. Stop being everyone's friend. In fact, work on being your friend. The first number one friend you should have is yourself. Okay? You should be the bestest friend you have. It should be you. It should be you. Facts, okay, right? Facts. It should be you. You want to know why? And, and I'm gonna take a little pause because I need to relax my voice anyway. The reason being is no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. No man is coming to save you. Your mama's not gonna save you. Your daddy not gonna save you. I may even let you in a little secret. God is not even gonna save you. You got to save yourself. You have to want to save yourself. Have y'all ever heard this story? Not to go like all Christian with it, but that story about a person. I forgot how it go, but the person was drowning. God sent like three modes of transportation to get the person from drowning. The person ended up drowning, and then got to heaven and was like, "Well, why do you save me? Like I sent three things to save you." So that's why I say, well, I mean, when I say God can't even save you. Random question: do you believe in God? I do, but not in the Christian sense. I do believe in the Christian God. I don't believe that's the only God. I don't believe that you're going to go to hell if you don't believe in that God. So, Um, like for me, I feel like religion is, I don't want to say it's BS, but it's being used for no BS. I feel like for me, I don't want to say I'm a spiritual person, but I'm a person who believes that you should be able to have direct communication or meditation with your deity, with however you see fit, however you worship. For me, I don't believe in having to go through the rituals of religion to talk to my God. I also don't believe in going around preaching my God to everyone. Like, I just don't believe in doing that. I have no problem talking about my religion, but as far as forcing it, I don't believe in, can't saying people can go to hell because, first of all, who the hell am I? Again, I'm here trying to be me. I'm here saving me. So no one is coming to save you. Personally, you do not believe in God. That's fine. You don't got to believe in God. You don't have to believe in God to be a good person. In fact, I feel like if you have to believe in God to be a good person, I question that. Like, that's a problem to me. It should be that I'm a good person whether I believe in any God or not. I don't want to go around harming people. I don't want to go around killing people or doing bad things to people because no, I don't need God or religion to tell me that. Uh, I think that's a problem. If you need religion to tell you that, if you need a system to tell you how to be you, that's the problem. Put you first. Even from the Christian perspective, even from the Christian perspective, it's always taught that God is within you. So why am I seeing God in anywhere outside of me other than within me? And since we are all, hold on, since we are all individuals, how that plays out to each and every one of us is going to be an individual answer unto itself. Just think of that. Okay. So no one no one is coming to save you. And I actually did a blog post about that a few weeks back because I was so caught up in this idea of being saved, whether it was be by a man, by God, by somebody. And then it really had to. I remember I was sitting. It was after work, or probably doing work, but so I was probably coming from work or something like that. It was like the spring or summertime, and I was just sitting in the back of my car, just unwinding, and it hit me like, yeah, I gotta save myself. I gotta save myself. Hold on. I will. I gotta save myself. So, and I say that with the realization that no one is coming to save me. So you have to place it in your mind that you have to save yourself. So set up boundaries. You don't want to make it for people, your enemies, to attack you. And here's the thing, people, I have been called a bitch. I have been called this, I've been called that. Because I stand by my boundaries and I make them clear. So understand that when you do set up those boundaries, when you start putting yourself first, when you start investing in yourself, you're going to get pushed back. Wait, why are you low key opening my eyes? I hope I am. I really do. Because I want you all to wake up and see the beauty in you. Definitely get, duh. I mean, literally, what gave it away? Sorry, YouTube, I'm on TikTok. I'm not doing both lines at the same time because clearly TikTok, I gotta give y'all way more attention. But yet, what gave it away? Was it the beautiful necklace? The, Marilyn. Wait, am I? Yeah, Marilyn. YouTube can't see Marilyn. TikTok can see Marilyn. Chat. Okay, look, it is the. It gotta be the pink cheetah print. The pink prince. Oh my goodness. But you see, like with this, interact with us on TikTok. You see all these comments and people coming in. You just gotta have fun with it. Live in your beauty. Live in your truth. Like I said, wake up. Make every day a focus about you. I don't care about the job. Don't worry about the job. Don't worry about the bills. Worry about you. Focus on what you want. Because when you start doing that, when you start putting you first, everything what you need to do is going to come naturally because everything is going to start to align. And this is why I say you can't be scared of change because when you start doing these things are going to start shifting because a change is coming because now you're telling the universe that, oh, you have to work in my favor now. You have to work in my favor now. I feel like I just care too much what other people think. That comes from, again, well, put it this way, ask yourself, why do you care what they think? And that's a natural thing, again, because we're social, humans are social. So yes, you're gonna want to think, you're gonna want to it's natural to care about or want to know what people think. But here's the thing: when you come across that, ask yourself, how does their opinion affect your life? The first thing I go to, is it making me money or affecting my money in any way? Okay, is it how is their opinion adding to my life in any way? If their opinion is not adding to my life, thank you, Christy, for the rose. If their opinion is not adding to your life in any way, then it's fine. Now, this is where you have to learn to be able to um, constructive criticism. And constructive criticism is basically just commentary provided to you in a manner that seeks to better you to some degree. Sometimes it might come across harsh, sometimes it can cross soft. That's where you really have to ask yourself, okay, where am I at right now? And is this something I need to hear? That's where it can be constructive criticism. And if you're able to use that to better yourself, then okay. But if it's something, if it's you where you have to do something for that person and nothing in return is constantly you doing something, then understand this, that is manipulation. That is manipulation. That is social abuse. This is where we're going to have boundaries. This is why I say it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to help people out. It's not a bad thing to be that support person. But if that's you constantly, time and time again, then you could be in a system, a cycle of social abuse. Okay, that's if you're constantly having to worry about or having anxiety about what people think about you, that's not healthy for you. So you got to learn to let that go. You have to say every day again when you wake up every day, If you want to do your, if you, I don't know if you know this, but I go for what does Lee want to do today? Okay, what does Lee want to do today? And then I go from there. Train your brain. Give yourself good vibes. When we're scrolling these platforms, social media sites, be mindful what you're looking at. Okay, I would say look at like I don't know, self help tips. Like I like to look at runway uh runway walking because I love a good walk. I love working in my walk. I love to work at skincare routines. I love to look at fashion, like different fashion stuff, because to me that makes me feel good. Look and um, feed into things that make you feel good. Give us a walk. Not tonight. It's coming though. I do have to give a good walking video because apparently my walk is vicious. But you want to know how I got the walk? It was me investing into myself. I was like, no, I want to watch these videos. So when I'm at work, when I'm doing whatever, if I'm doing some meeting or whatever, I'm on my phone looking at runway walks. I'm added to my Amazon carts. I'm added to my Shein carts. I'm added to my TikTok carts. I'm always thinking about me. I have like in the notes part of my phone, I have like different projects. Like I'm always thinking like, oh, I want to redo the apartment. Oh, I want to uh, anything bits. I'm always just working on investing for me. You said I wait for the walk. It's not gonna be tonight. Follow my page. I'll do a walking video this week, but not tonight. I'm always investing in myself. Okay. I don't know what number of tip are we on? See, I gotta know. I think we're like number 4 or 5. Um, so this might be like 3 or 4. But self affirmations. Okay, self affirmations. I do these daily. I do these in the morning, and I do them before bed. What I like to do is when I wake up in the morning, even when you're just really starting out to really like, if you're really, here's one thing, but this is going to be scary, and it's going to feel really weird. But literally, look in the mirror. Just look in the mirror. Make eye contact with yourself, and that's going to be hard to do because I promise you, y'all are going to have a hard time making make eye contact with yourself in the mirror. Take a few deep breaths, and then say, "I love you." That's it. Take a few more deep breaths. Say I love you. Spend 3 to 5 minutes doing that. It's gonna seem so weird, but some of you need to hear I love you, and you need to hear you say it first. The reason being is once you say I love you, then that's gonna get your thought like, okay, so what do you mean you love me? What does that mean? Because remember, I told you got to be your best friend. That's why when somebody else comes and say that I love you, you have a standard of, oh, you love me, but can you love me how I love me? Do you love me like I love me? So start with that. Every morning, just get up. Get up if you can. I don't know, depending on how you say. Get up before everyone wakes up. Get up just maybe even 5 minutes before you're supposed to get up. Take time to do that. And then if you can, I don't know if you're a coffee person. I like to take my coffee, put on a little music in the morning, and just unwind. Just clear my thoughts. Just meditate. Okay. Add affirmations to that. I like to another affirmation I like to say, especially when I'm very anxious. If I feel like I'm very anxious, I like to say, take deep breaths. I am safe. I am in control. I am safe. I am in control. I like that when I'm facing anxious situations. It's also a good midday mantra to do, like especially if you work in a high stress environment. If you can't even excuse yourself to the bathroom, take deep breaths. And the reason you always want to do deep breaths is the deep breaths reset your nervous system. So if you're very elevated, it helps calm it down. And then I say my mantras. I am safe. I am in control. Okay. If you want to be a little fancy, I like to envision something like simple, something that makes me feel safe. So I might envision like a flower blooming. I might envision myself in the field on a nice sunny spring day. I might envision myself on my grandmother's back porch when I was little, having the rain fall. Just something to ground yourself. And then you can always turn it back around to what do I want to do? Okay. Self affirmations daily, especially in the morning and night. If you need to, I say even midday, lunchtime too. Lunchtime shouldn't just be about feeding your body, it should be about feeding your soul and your spirit. Loving your ear. Thank you. So lunchtime too, engage in those practices as well, self affirmations throughout the day, because that's going to help you remember to put you first. Okay. A fun thing too with self affirmations, I believe too in gratitude. Okay, I think it's so important. It's very easy again to get caught up in complaining about life because yes, there's so much stuff that we have to deal with day in and day out, right? But yes, it's one thing. Like yes, I hate my job, but I'm also thankful that I have the job. Okay, so this is where you have to really learn gratitude. Like stop looking at everything that's going wrong, what is going right, or what is at least stable right now. What is something you don't have to worry about? Like, I don't like my job, but I don't have to worry about unemployment right now. I'm not mad to make enough money, but I have some money to work with. You know, the car is in the best condition, but I got something. I don't have to be on the train or bus. If you're on the train or bus, well, you know what? At least I have access to take the train or bus because there are some people who are not mobile at all. I work in healthcare with care coordination, especially with geriatric populations, people who can't walk or are bedbound, people who are in facilities just looking out the windows because they're bedbound. So this is where you really have to be thankful. Like even I have a vehicle now, but even when I didn't have a vehicle, I was thankful that number one, I didn't have to. I was able to still safely travel on public transportation. Um, I was able to have the means to transport, whether it's walking to the bus stop or even walking to wherever I need to go to. You have to have some gratitude when you're putting you first, and when you do that, that's going to really help combat a lot of the negativity because then it's going to be like, well, you know what? Maybe life isn't so bad because it sets you up with looking at what you don't have to what you do have to what you can have. Okay. It takes you from looking at the cup half empty to making it looking at it potentially as half full. Something to think about, right? So be grateful about where you are in life, where you're going, what you have right now. Understand, yes, you might want more, and more is going to happen. But I truly do believe before we can really get to the next step, to that next level, Um, oh my goodness, all these weirdos on TikTok. Um, you're gonna have to. I don't know. You're gonna have to really be grateful about where you're at now. Otherwise, when you do get to the next level in your life, you're just gonna still be complaining, and then you're gonna realize you're not gonna realize what's going on. That's oftentimes how opportunities miss us because we are not grateful. So you gotta really get out of always complaining. Look at what is good, what is going right, because that's going to lead to manifesting. I had a good time. I'm going to head off to bed now because it's looking. Well, thank you for staying, Chrissy. I appreciate you for being here. This will be a replay on YouTube too. So if you want to go back and replay and finish watching it, it will be on my YouTube channel. MX Lee Alex, the same where you find me here. And you can follow me here too. Make sure you follow because I'll definitely be doing more content like this as well. But thank you for joining. Am I going live again? I will be going live again. What's the day? Probably not tonight after this, but probably tomorrow, the next few days. But definitely going live again on this TikTok. So definitely make sure you follow. So then let's talk about goal planning. Bye. Thank you. Let's talk about goal planning, okay? Where you're putting you first, it's very important, or part of what goes into that is understanding the goals that you want for your future. Now, as I told you earlier, um, a lot of this involves, or we talk about change, the fear of change, but change is what helps us manifest. Change is what helps us move forward. Change is what um, gets us where we want to be in life. Okay, this is the fun part of where you're putting you first, because in putting you first, you get to manage that change. Okay, remember what I said earlier, change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. But if you put you first and then take ownership and control of that change, then you're able to manifest your goals. Again, you're making life work for you at that point. But that involves putting you first. Okay? And with that, understand that comes with discipline and consistency. So, one of my favorite sayings is faith without works is dead. That's one of my favorite sayings. Faith without works is dead. So, when we're talking about this, so when you're putting you first, every day you're waking up, you're doing your daily affirmations, you're asking yourself, what do you want to do? You're showing gratitude, you're investing in yourself, you're creating your boundaries and holding true to your boundaries. Uh, you're holding your boundaries and staying true to your boundaries. You're doing all that with discipline and consistency on a daily basis. You're putting work in with the faith. Then your life becomes a lot better. Then you really see the benefits of putting you first. Okay, every day should be a day of learning more about you, growing, exploring, engaging. Every day should be you living life. Uh, every day should be you living life. Every day should be you putting you first. That's how life is meant to be lived. I felt like life is meant to be lived by putting you first. Okay, you're not a slave. You're not here to be anyone's servant. You're here to create in whatever way that means. So put you first. Put you first, honey. Put you first. Start putting yourself first. Start putting yourself first. So that's all I wanted to share for tonight. I hope you have found this helpful. This has been an interesting stream, right? I know YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, it's gonna be like, "What, honey?" I was doing a TikTok live too. Um, I don't think we're gonna do that format again. I'm not gonna be out. I'm gonna be honest with you. ah, at least for the next time, I think we might. Yeah, because TikTok was kind of wild, you know. Anybody just coming through, but we handled it well. Thank you to everyone on TikTok who came through. I got 1.6 thousand likes. Thank you so much. Thank you for the rose, Christy. Thanks to everybody who came through. Over on YouTube land, thank you to everyone who came through. Thank you, Mother Jasmine, is always coming through. Um, Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Follow me in all social media platforms. That's MX. I'm gonna put a scroll it down on. I do get my banners. I'm gonna use my banners. I'm live on YouTube too. Um, Follow all my social media platforms on TikTok, IG, MX Lee LE, Alex AELX. Also on YouTube. In the description, you can also see the links to any of my services in my curated shop. So if you're interested in supporting me, you can always go and book me through my services or shop for my shop. If you have found this helpful, you just like to donate. I am a Black non-binary queer content creator. You can support me also by donating to my Cash App, which is official OFFICIAL Leah Lea. So feel free to do that as well. So again, thank you to everyone for joining. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And see you next time. Bye. All right. Bye, YouTube.